Of course, the big news is what happened last night. The little engine that could, the New York Yankees, down 5-1. That game ain't over. You know why? Because Max Scherzer's not very good. So the New York Yankees, a little hit here, a little hit there, knocking Scherzer out. Then, of course, the New York Mets, unfortunately, have gotten so desperate during this, where they lost 10 out of 11, 11 out of 12, whatever it is now, that they've resorted to cheating. Just a bold face, wide out in the open. We're going to try to cheat. Mm-hmm. If we get caught, we'll suck it up, and we'll pay the piper and take 10 days off for whatever pitcher gets caught. But that's how desperate it's gotten now. The New York Mets are in a bad, bad place after blowing a 4-run lead and losing to the New York Yankees last night. And the brilliant managing of the greatest manager in baseball today, Aaron Boone. I'm sure it's a tough night for you, Evan, so I want to give you all the space you need to vent, to yell, to scream, to complain, as they say in Italy, to fetch, and go right ahead.
No, I'm dead. They took my soul last night.
They took your soul last night?
I'm a beaten man.
Wow.
Max Scherzer's got a brand new nickname. He's the Slumpbuster. Just ask DJ LeMahieu. Just ask Anthony Volpe. Just ask Anthony Rizzo. Max Scherzer will get you out of your slump.
Mercenary piece of crap.
Wow.
I mean, he backed that one up last night. And it was so typical of Max. He gives up the early home run to Giancarlo. Okay, fine. Stanton hits home runs at Citi Field all the time. Like, we're used to that. The Mets respond immediately. Luis Severino's throwing BP. Brandon Nimmo hits a home run. Brett Beatty comes up with a big hit. And they got bailed out by a great play by Jake Bauers. It would have been worse.
Let's compartmentalize here for a second.
What?
You're a Met fan. You're down 1-0 right out of the gate. Give the Mets credit. Came right back in the bottom of the first.
And it should have been more.
And took the lead.
I'm telling you, if Bauers doesn't make that leaping catch in right field, they may have knocked Severino out of the first inning. It may have been like the Dodgers all over again. And in the second and the third, Max is fine. He's doing all right. And the Mets tack on. And it's 5-1. And just when you think, okay, this is going to be a good night at Citi Field for the Met fan. I even saw Keith McPherson angrily tweeting, I think I'm going to leave and head back to the station. Yankee fans are all down in the dumps. Max Scherzer decided to pull off his specialty. If you ask me, what is Max Scherzer known for as a New York Met? It's this crap.
Blowing a big game.
It's, hey, I gave you a 5-1 lead in what no doubt is a big game. Not just because it's the Yankees, but because the Mets suck. They need victories. Every game's important. They're sliding away. And what does he do on an 0-2 count? Base hit to Anthony Rizzo. What does he do ahead of the count on DJ LeMahieu, who has been garbage for weeks? Yankee fans will tell you. Max says, you're in a slump, DJ. I'm here for ya. Here's a fat slider. Hit the crap out of it. What does he do when he's ahead of Anthony Volpe, 0-2, who's on the interstate, who can't buy a hit, who's so desperate he's eating lunch with his former minor league teammate Austin Wells to try to figure out what's wrong because the Yankees' 5 hitting coaches can't figure it out? Yeah. What does Max do? He throws a hanging slider so Volpe can rip it down the third base line. Max Scherzer sucked last night, and it was typical because that's what he's been since he's gotten here. He's been bad. He's been a disappointment when they've needed him the most, whether it's Atlanta, whether it's game 1 against the Padres, whether it's Atlanta last week, whether it's last night. He has come up eeny, tiny, small. Then you've got Brandon Nimmo, who's been all-world defensively, dropping a fly ball in center field. Then you have an offense. Francisco Lindor and Starling Marte with the bases loaded and 1 out with a chance for 1 swing to make the difference, and they come up small. And you know what pissed me off even more?
Let me ask.
After
what
they
pissed
come
you
up
off
small,
even more?
I'm going to tell you anyway. So they don't do anything in the 8th inning after they had bases loaded, 1 out. I think most Met fans saw the season kind of die in that last half inning. Like, okay, it's over. But here's the beautiful thing. In the 9th inning, David Robertson got out the top of the order. The Mets were down a run in the bottom of the 9th inning. They had a shot. Michael King's on the mound. He's been good, but he's not Mariano Rivera in his prime.
Right.
And the New York Mets, as if they had a dinner reservation because the game was going way too long, meekly went down 1-2-3. And let it be a reminder, since the moment they went to Atlanta last October, this has been a soft team.
Yep.
This has been a gutless team.
Yep.
And more concerning than all that, They're a bad team.
Not only that, they're also a poorly managed team. You can't defend having Guillermo bat with 2 outs, nobody on down the road. Sorry, you just can't.
Well, and remember, this is the manager who 2 days ago, sent up Guillermo on his own as a pinch hitter to start the 8th inning.
And that was when he struck out on the pitch clock violation.
The violation strikeout.
Yeah, it's just nuts. It's
so
nuts.
Craig's right. You're down a run with 2 outs.
You need a guy who can hit a home run?
Put a guy up there who can hit a home run, and you've got yourself 2 options on your bench. You've got Daniel Vogelbach, who nobody likes or trusts. Okay, fine.
Now, I guess, but to be fair.
We'll get to it.
I'm saying the same thing.
We'll
it's
get to
Vientos
it.
or Vogelbach, right?
Yes.
And we learned after the fact that Vogelbach's not available. And you got to be delicate on this one because of what the Mets came out and kind of told the world afterwards. And that is he's on a mental health break. Now, I do believe Major League Baseball has the ability for teams to give guys mental health breaks. It's not an IL stint, so I'm not sure. I'm waiting for a response back. They have something built in. That being said, he's obviously playing like crap, hitting like crap. The Mets recognize that he's hearing it every time he gets up. Right, guy gets announced. He do the national anthem, he gets booed. So they're giving him a mental health break. So he was not available last night.
Right, but you're playing a man short, and little did we know they've been playing a man short for 5 days now.
So why not just and listen, I respect the fact that he's going through it. I get that, all right? We've seen guys go through that. They are human beings. They're not robots. Nobody wants to hear that, and I respect that, too, on the fan base side. Put him on the injury list. Invent the hamstring injury.
That's the answer.
Put him out for 15 days, 10 days, whatever it is, and bring up another body.
If he needs a mental break, fine.
Yeah.
He can't be clogging up a roster spot.
Yeah, that's the part I don't get.
You're playing a guy short, and you force yourself, even though Mark Vientos would have been the option. But here's the problem with the Mets. I mean, they got so many freaking problems. This isn't the one problem. But they call up Mark Vientos, and it's as if they're trying to make him fail. It's as if they're saying to themselves, I know this isn't the case, but hear me out.
Yeah.
We hate this kid so much, we're going to find a way to just F with him. We'll play him for a day, we'll sit him for 2 days. We'll play him for a day, we'll sit him. We won't use him as a pinch hitter. We'll pinch hit for him. It's as if, and I know they're not, obviously.
They want the kid to be a rock star, but they're not treating him like it.
I used to say the Mets play baseball behind DeGrom like they hate him. Obviously, they didn't hate him.
They couldn't score
but
runs.
They couldn't score runs. They couldn't play defense.
Right.
The Mets manage Mark Vientos as if they don't like him.
Well, listen, here's the thing we all have learned about baseball. Baseball, unlike any other sport, you play every single day. It's the only way to get good at it. It's the only way for you to figure out if a guy is good. Because we've seen a million guys have great weeks and then pan out to be nothing. We've seen guys go up to go 0 for their first 10 and become rock stars. You've taken a kid who's now developing into a legitimate everyday major leaguer. Maybe he's there, maybe he's not. We really don't know. And you've brought the kid up here, and his play is so sporadic in regards to when he's in the lineup, when he's not in the lineup. You're really, listen, I don't want to overstate it. You're damaging this kid. No, you're
damaging him. You're right. And look at Beatty, who had a good day yesterday. He hasn't been great, but the Mets, for the most part, run him out there every day. He'll sit maybe once a series, once every other
4 or 5
series.
days a week.
But he goes out and plays most of the time, and he got on base 3 times in a row to start this game last night. You've got to give kids a chance. Now, with that said, is that why the Mets are 5 games under 500? Is that why we all saw the death of a season last night at Citi Field? No, there are many reasons for it.
Back up the truck for a second.
What?
You just killed the season?
I mean, it feels that way, Craig.
Oh, well, be careful. Your words have meanings, Evan. Your words impact people.
Here's what killed.
You just said last night was the death of the season.
I'm going to tell you something.
You said last night the Yankees stole your soul.
It felt that way.
Wow.
Here's why.
It's not even July 1st. He's giving up.
Here's why. For weeks and weeks and weeks, one person who has remained, I wouldn't say confident, but calm, has been my dad.
Okay.
He has said, they're not this bad, son.
65-year-old diehard Met fan, sure.
Not worried about it. He appreciates the 65.
I'm being nice.
All right. And last night, without even uttering a word, because he didn't say it, I looked in his eyes in that bottom of the 8th inning when Francisco Lindor came up, and he said, he's going to come through. And he didn't. He struck out. And then Starling Marte, right before the 3-2 pitch, I'll never forget what he said. His confidence shaking a little bit. He'll draw a walk. Like, hey, we'll tie the game. And when he struck out, not a word was discussed. But I turned over, I looked into his eyes, and I saw what we all saw. And he felt it, the death of a season. He feels now that There's no turning back.
It's actually funny, though, isn't it?
I mean, am I wrong? Does it not feel that way, Craig?
I thought it was a devastating loss for the Mets, considering how important these games are for them.
Hold on.
And the manner in which they lost.
How many devastating losses in the last week and a half have they had?
4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good number.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Sunday, the finale again. Basically every bleeping game against the Braves.
4 legit. Yeah,
So
I am making it up.
There comes a point, and I'll tell you something else. I don't care about the sticky stuff with Drew Smith. I think the whole thing is stupid. But here's the thing, and this is going to sound really irrational, but I always want to be honest with you. I want to keep it 100.
By the way, I respect the fact that Drew Smith cares enough to cheat.
Whatever. Buck Showalter standing there like just, gee golly, okay, I guess your hands are sticky. And just accepting it was like a symbol of this season. Now, I'm not saying him screaming and yelling would have made any difference, but there's got to be a part of you that just wants to see a reaction. Like, Drew Smith comes into this game, he's bewildered, he's annoyed. I'm not here to tell you he's right or wrong. I have no idea. I didn't feel his hands. How sticky are they? I have no idea.
Right.
I don't trust baseball. I don't trust Max Scherzer. I don't trust anybody, so I have no idea. But there's Buck Showalter just kind of looking, listening to the umpires like, okay, all right, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And just walks away.
Yeah.
And I'm usually not one to beg for the
it's a
manager.
weird thing because no matter what he says, it doesn't matter. Drew Smith's gone. But there are moments where you still got to fight.
Just fight.
You still got to fight because, by the way, I like you, I didn't see his hands. I didn't touch his hands. At some point, I got to take the 4 umpires' words for it, that it looked aggressive. I don't know if it did or not. I'm not. The bottom line is this. He's out for 10 games now, but the manager comes out there, and it's like he's having a cup of tea.
Yeah. And that's what he always does when he goes out there. He goes out there to have a conversation. Yeah. Last year, the joke was he's teaching the umpires about baseball. This year, he just looks bored. Now, that's not the reason why the Mets stink. I don't want to act like it is, but it's symbolism sometimes. It's like when you say on Thursday after losing the series to the Braves, I'm proud of the guys. Like, no one wants to hear that.
Right.
And so last night at a packed City Field where it was electric, a lot of Yankee fans, a lot of Mets fans.
By the way, on TV, because obviously I wasn't at the game, it looked great. It seemed like the crowd was, there was a fight amongst Met fans on Met fans.
When was that?
I forget the name. I'll show you the fight.
Was there?
Yeah, a guy pushed a woman and sent her down to the ground.
Really?
Her boyfriend came back. Nothing major happened.
I did something.
But I tell you what, the crowd looked lit. The place was awesome. 40+ thousand people there. You get a couple home runs in the first inning from both squads. Good game. Let's go. And by the way, if I told you 7-6, you'd sign up for that all day. Good competitive game.
I also did something.
One team's managed well, one team's not.
Whatever. I also did something that I shouldn't have done, but I did it for the sake of our show, I guess.
Yeah, what is that? You bought me something?
As I was leaving City Field.
I feel like you could get me something.
No, I'm not buying you a damn thing. If you want something, get off your tuchus and go to City Field. Or, better yet, call one of your friends high up in the organization and demand they send it to you.
By the way, I got invited to the game last night. Couldn't go. Very busy guy. Couldn't go.
No, that's fine.
I got invited to sit in a suite last night, watch the game, eat Shake Shack. Talk to our future president. I had an opportunity to beat the game last night. You know what I did?
RFK Jr. was there? What are you talking
matter
about?
of fact, yeah. It was all good.
As I was leaving City Field, and I have encountered this for 25 years now, right? 26 years of the Subway Series. Is that where we're at now, 1997?
Something like that.
I have been to many of these. Let's say 80% of them.
Matter of fact, you told us yesterday, as much as you poo-poo it, you don't miss them.
I don't miss them. I've been to a lot of them. And the haunting thing I face every time a Subway Series, and specifically at Shea Stadium or Citi Field, is the sound I hear after a Yankee win. And I recorded it, and I just sent it to Big Mac.
Yeah?
And that is the sound I hear leaving Citi Field.
Can I guess it?
Of course.
All right, before you play it, may I guess it?
Yeah.
All right, I believe the sound that you hear after the Yankees beat the Mets sounds a little something like this. Ready? The same old Mets.
Yeah.
Just the same old Mets.
Yeah, I can't lie with that.
The same old Mets. They're just the same old Mets.
Dude, let me tell you something. From the time Mel Rojas threw that pitch to Paul O'Neill on that Friday night in 1998, that was the first ever Met-Yankee game at Shea Stadium.
There you go.
I have been haunted by Yankee fans taking over my building, by Yankee fans, and I have no issue with you, by the way, when I say this. Like, I'm respecting you, I guess. But hearing that chant and that sound in my building, and last night I was angry. I was angry at Max Scherzer. I was angry at Francisco Lindor. I was angry at Starling Marte. I was even angry at Brandon Nimmo. Can you catch a fly ball in center field?
Be nice. He usually does.
And as I'm leaving, I heard a sound, and I wanted to capture it because I want you to realize that I've heard this. It feels like hundreds of times leaving Shea Stadium in Citi Field in my lifetime, and I can't deal with it anymore. I can't deal with this. Leaving my bleeping building, hearing you people, because you're the majority, all of you sitting there right now, you people screaming that sound into my ear that I can't get out of my head. And you know what it is. You know full well what it is. You know damn well what it is. And it's what I heard all night last night. It's what I heard when Clay Holmes struck out Lindor. It's what I heard when Holmes struck out Marte. It's what I heard when Josh Donaldson had his sacrifice fly. It's what I heard when DJ the Machine, who stinks all year until he meets the slump buster Max Scherzer. It's what I heard when Anthony Volpe's ripping doubles.
Just get to it. What the hell is it?
Play it.
Good.
The whole time,
to be
I'm
fair,
walking down the steps of my own building, and this is what I hear in my ear for 5 minutes straight. And of course, the security at Citi Field, a little issue. One of the doors was shut, so we all got funneled to one other door. So it took longer to get out of what was a jail cell. My apologies. And all I hear is that sound leaving my building. It's bad enough to lose at home. It's bad enough to watch this team lose again. But then I have to hear that.
To be fair, in the background, they are trying to add Yankees suck.
I know. Great.
They are trying.
Yeah, great.
The Met fans say, let's go Yankees. Yankees suck.
Trying.
Let's go Yankees. Yankees suck. Let's go Yankees.
Yeah.
Yankees suck.
Yeah, I wasn't even fighting
it seemed like they were going back and forth, almost like a drum off in college. That being said, Yankees Mets last night. Met fans are upset. Yankee fans, Yankee fans very quiet today. Very quiet, as if we're all sitting on the sidelines, eating some popcorn, maybe enjoying a blow pop or a Twizzler, watching the Met fan base implode. I've not heard a lot of Yankee gloating today.
You know why?
I've heard a lot of Met fan bitching today.
You know why?
While Yankee fans...
You know why? You know why?
Why?
Because I think a lot of Yankee fans, not Big Mac, he's a shill. A lot of Yankee fans know what they really accomplish. Max Scherzer is the human slump buster. They know that against good teams, against real teams, against teams with soul, that, nice win, you'll take it, of course.
Of course.
But
why
you
not?
kind of know that your problems still exist.
There you go.
It's not as if last night solved your Luis Severino problem. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So you take the win, and no one should take that away from you.
Of course not.
But deep down, you all know that the Mets are as flawed as we know they are.
Yeah. Well, we got lots to do today. 877-337-6666. That's the phone number. Tale of two towns, really. The New York Yankees, not in first place. The New York Yankees still chasing a couple of teams, but right on that, kind of playoff line. Good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. And the New York Mets blowing another lead, getting another pitcher kicked out for cheating, and trying to figure out how you get your souls back. But according to Evan Roberts, the face and voice of all of you people, of the Met fan base, the season is a wrap.
Is that what I said?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Is that what I said? I said it felt like we witnessed the death of a season.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Can you stop playing that?
Death
like,
of
I
a
didn't
season.
say that to you to stick it in my ear all day.
Death of a season.
Oh, you didn't?
Death of a season.
You don't understand. You know how many times I've heard that? You know how many times I heard that chant throughout my lifetime? 26 years of this.
A lot.
You love the Subway Series. You celebrate the Subway Series.
I love the Subway Series. My favorite series every year. I don't care who wins.
Yeah.
Death of a season. Death of a season.
I thought they were in Queens last night.
Oh, you're here working tonight? I didn't see you over there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
So,
nice. How did the sudden I need to fix my roof nonsense go?
Yeah, well, it wasn't sudden. I fell through the roof a couple weeks ago.
You did?
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I was up there sunbathing, and apparently
Is that right?
Yeah, apparently
Why
I went
would
through
you
the roof.
sunbathe on the roof?
I don't know.
Well, you've got a beautiful yard.
It just felt like the right thing to do. You ever have that moment where it's
you
just...
don't have shingles?
No, I have shingles.
You have shingles?
Yeah,
And you're sunbathing on the roof?
Did you ever scratch your back on a shingle?
Yes, it's awesome.
Fantastic.
And then the next day, it was the dumbest thing you ever did.
A little gravelly.
It's like sandpaper, Evan. Yeah, sometimes you just rub up against it because, it's like having a masseuse with strong nails giving you a nice back scratch. Yeah. So what happened? So you were laying out on the roof and you fell through?
Yes. Well, at least that's the story I got listening to the show yesterday.
Yes.
The fact was I had a couple backyard doors replaced. So,
Yeah.
You have to miss a show for that?
yeah, I had to stay home and make
Subway
sure.
series?
The
There's all kinds of
window
problems.
guy can't come in the morning?
Yeah, no, he did. He came like midday, but I had problems with permits and different things.
You don't need a permit to replace a door, dude.
You say so?
Yeah, I say so.
Oh, then you know better than me. What was I doing
Right.
all day yesterday?
That's a great
I must have just been
question.
spinning my wheels.
Because you didn't come to the comedy show. Then
No,
the
I
next
didn't.
Day,
Well, I told you about that.
We're here, and I'm like, what's going on with Big Mac? Like, he doesn't come to the comedy show, and now he's just not here, and it's
Yes.
disconcerting.
Well, I took this day off about a month ago. I think I might have
fair.
even
Well,
told you, but
I was unaware of that.
Yeah.
And Tommy said he didn't know till yesterday
yeah, I mean,
morning.
I took it off so long ago, I forgot. So he did say, "I'll see you Tuesday," and I said, "Yeah, see you Tuesday."
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I forgot about it.
All right, well, listen, we got lots to do regardless of Big Mac sunbathing on his roof and falling through. It happens. It happens. He only has 9 acres of land. You probably just get a chair and sit out. But no, the roof is the place for him.
Yep.
Coming to you live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. I know why you're on the roof. Obviously, as I've said many times, you live in the kidnapped capital of the world. God forbid you're laying out on the lawn, a couple guys in a van come by, lift you up, throw you in the back of the van, and all you got to do is not sunbathe in your lawn, go to the roof. Can't get kidnapped on the roof.
Right.
So you're a smart man.
That was my thought process.
That's what I thought.
I just figured I avoid everyone.
Yes, I like that. That's what I do.
They can't find me. No one's looking on the roof.
But listen, that's the story of my life these days.
They can find you. They can find you in the upstairs closet.
You
when
don't know
fall
where I'm
through.
at, but I can tell you what, I'm all right. So there you go. Listen, if God forbid you had some terrible traumatic health occurrence happen to you.
And you had to take off, and all the people you work with get on you.
Yeah, well, you did not have a terrible traumatic health event. I mean, you're going to, but hopefully it's...
All right. Okay.
I mean, come on, you're a
No,
walking
okay.
heart attack.
Yeah.
But I love you.
Oh, see, now that's just ridiculous.
No.
You know what? No. I have never been happier to be on Tiki and Tierney's team come Saturday. Wow. Never in my life.
Yeah,
You just wait and see.
Don't stroke out.
No,
on
no stroking out.
Now we got a motivated
No,
Big
you
Mac
just-
facing us.
You just
Motivated.
pissed me
What
off.
do you mean?
Now I'm ready to go.
I don't want you to get hurt.
That's it.
I
No,
don't want you to have a heart attack.
no, I would never have a heart attack.
You're on your way.
No, I'm not.
Obviously.
I'm in perfect health.
You're not a Viking.
I'm not
you
a
know?
Viking.
No, like Vikings could carry that kind of girth.
Yeah,
and
I am a
thickness.
Viking.
Yeah, well, Vikings, the average age was 45. So you're on your way one way the other.
That was for a bunch of different reasons.
Yes, that's true. Because all
A lot of water travel for
all they
Vikings.
ate
A lot
was
of water travel.
cod. Yeah,
Yeah.
as you know, of course. Anyhow, or you could do yourself and your family a favor and go to Princeton Longevity Center and find out right now today what's going on inside your body. Are you at risk of a stroke, God forbid, or a heart attack, God forbid, or maybe you've got some else cooking. They do the full blood panel. They do the full body scan. And when it's all said and done, you're going to find out, knock on wood, before it's too late to find out. You know, the idea was pioneered by Dr. David Fine, and the folks at Princeton Longevity Center have perfected it. Give patients the answer before they got a problem. Much easier to help out when you're not reacting to a tumor or something bad like that. So do it for your family, do it for yourself, and get the answers we all need. What does the inside look like, and am I healthy? 888-8000-PLC, or go online, PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. The big fella will be wearing, because, you know, he's Benedict Arnold, the uniform of Tiki and Tierney, and not Carton and Roberts. Life decisions, you got to live with them. Sorry, not
Well,
sorry.
I guess the benefit is I don't have to live with them long. So that's good.
See, I like that about you.
Yes.
Always finding the positive way to view things.
Absolutely right.
Because if you die next Wednesday, Who even remembers that you played
No.
softball?
Then the crowning achievement of my life is beating you on the softball field, which would be great.
You know you're not going.
Yeah, no, I'm going to.
You know you're not going.
No, I'm going to.
Single-handedly,
Yes,
you're going to win a
single-handedly.
softball game. I'll do you one better because I'm a sporting guy. If you get there early enough, I will do Evan pitching, so it's the same pitcher for both of us. Mm-hmm. I will do a 10-pitch batting competition against you. And you and your family can film it. You beat me, you do, you got to do it.
I like that.
Okay.
I'm in. I'll strike you both out.
Okay?
In.
You both end up as losers.
Great. I'm
Great.
all in.
Sure you
Can't
are.
wait. Film it.
Can't wait.
All right? And you can put me on camera saying I'm a loser. Big Mac owns me in softball.
Yeah.
But that's not going to
I
happen.
think the headline's going to be Evan owns both of you and striking you both out.
Evan,
That'll
we're
be
not
the headline.
Saquon Barkley, dude. It's, whether he beats me or not, I can tell you what's not going to happen. He ain't striking out, and I'm not striking out.
We'll see.
I promise you that.
We'll see.
Ugh, you. I mean, I even want you pitching. I can already tell you're going to be that guy. You know, you ever go see like...
I pitched against you in the Carton versus Roberts game, and we dominated you. Remember that?
Excuse me?
I started and pitched that entire game, and we won.
Hold on. Winning is not dominating.
Oh, we dominated.
You won on a last-at-bat infield single.
That's
What are you
because we
talking
kept the
about?
runs down. You guys only scored 4 runs the entire
You didn't
game.
dominate.
Great play by my shortstop.
You got an infield single.
Who, me?
No, Maggie.
It doesn't matter. It was the game winner.
But it wasn't a domination?
Overall, it was a dominating
What?
effort.
But back then, they weren't checking for sticky stuff. I would
also-
check that guy on Saturday for the sticky stuff.
Hey, do what you got to do, man.
See if he dominates this
Yeah,
time.
see-
Ask Domingo Herman.
No, but Evan's the guy that, like, when a magician's doing tricks for kids, there's always that one jerk-off kid who's like, I saw you put the card in your pocket. I know you. Shut up. Just throw the ball in and let the men hit it. Carton and Roberts on the Fan. All your calls coming up. Game 1 in the books. It's all Yankees.